So I got pretty frustrated at myself the other day. I mean, I got mad at myself. I was irritated. I was in a bad mood. All because I had made a mistake. And it wasn't so much that I had made a mistake. It wasn't so much that I had messed up. It was the fact that I have done this before. I have made the same mistake in the past. I know these variables and I know what won't work. I've done this already. And yet after I counseled myself last time, and after I took on the responsibility to ensure that it won't happen again, because I thought that I learned my lesson the first time that it happened. You know, the first time you make a mistake, everybody's like, hey, you know, you live and you learn, trial and error, things are going to happen. As long as you learn from it, it's okay, we'll move on. That's not so bad. I mean, you're still upset with yourself that, hey, you know, you screwed up. You're going to fail in life. You're going to have moments where you fall down. You got to pick yourself back up. You're going to make mistakes. It's going to happen. But it's whenever it happens the second time or the third time, and it's like, didn't you learn your lesson? And your boss, your people, whoever's going to be working around you are going to notice this, and they're going to ask you that question. But deep down inside, you're tearing yourself up because you're like, yeah, I remember what happened last time. And you don't have to ride me so hard about the mistake that I made, because believe me when I tell you, I'm tearing myself up on the inside. And it hurts. And I hate it. I hate this feeling. I'm mad. And I'm not mad at y'all because y'all didn't do anything wrong. I understand why you're telling me what you're telling me, but I'm really mad at myself because I made this mistake again. Again. So I was mad. I was upset. I was frustrated. I didn't even want to do anything else, but I had to because, you know, it's what I do for a living. And at the end of the day, even though it was something that could have been avoided, even though it was something that I should have known better on, it was still that. It was still a mistake. It wasn't that I did it on purpose. It was just that it was a mistake. And maybe it was meant for me to do it a second or a third time or whatever it was, so that the lesson will be even that deeper engraved in me, so that I really truly would learn for real. Sometimes it takes more than once of failing and messing up to really get something to stick with you. Because that second or third time, it might have been something where you were telling yourself was, I know that it failed last time, but if I do make this work, then it's going to change the way we do things. It's going to change our routine. It's going to change how we look at this. There's always that part in the back of your mind is that you're trying things for the better, not for the worse, because nobody wants to fail. You want to succeed. And you usually end up screwing up again, and then you hate yourself, and you're like, you know what, I should have just done what everybody told me in the beginning. But some of the greatest things that's ever evolved out of our history, evolved into our world, happened by mistake. And it could have been one of those moments where you could have found a great discovery in something or revolutionized the way things are done, but it didn't. It just turned into another mistake, and now you're really upset at yourself for what you did once again. And I was, man. I'm telling you, I was beating myself up so bad about it. And it drawed me to what I wanted to talk to everybody about today is, why do we get so amped up, so mad, so ridiculous over the smallest things? Because really what it was small. It wasn't nothing that put nobody's life in danger. It wasn't nothing. It was just a simple, common mistake. I ain't the first person that's made it. I'm not the last person that'll make it. I'm pretty sure that I'll see somebody else do it again, and Lord knows, hoping that I don't make it again in my life. But I got to really thinking on this is, why do we stay so mad and frustrated and stressed out over so much stuff in our lives? That's one of the many things about whenever you adapt and grow and you move up in a company and a family or whatever position it is you're in life. The higher you go up, the more is required of you, the more responsibility you take on. And man, I have seen people that they can't get on a good diet to save their life. They don't have time to exercise. They don't have time to stop and pause and get a good reflection on where their life is. And they don't even have time to hardly listen to this podcast. They're so busy. They're always busy. They're always in a rush. They're always just run. Soon as I wake up in the morning, I've got to jump out of bed because I keep getting up late. I can't wake up to save my life. So I got to jump up late, got to rush to try to brush my teeth if I even remember to do that put my clothes on, put my shoes on, walk out the door. I got to run because I'm rushing to get to a gas station or something because I didn't have time yesterday to fill up my vehicle. Now I got to do it this morning before I'm stranded on the side of the road. While I'm there, I'm going to try to run in real quick and grab a couple of energy drinks because Lord knows I don't feel like being up today. And anybody that gets in my way, anybody that slows me down for 5 seconds, I'm going to lose it. They're going too slow. They don't know how to drive. They're incompetent. They're crazy. They're not me. They don't know what they're doing. They shouldn't be alive. They shouldn't be here. Get out my way. Your world's full of that. Your world is full of people that are like that. Every day it's the same routine. In such a daggum hurry to go absolutely nowhere and to do absolutely nothing. You're doing the same thing that you did yesterday. You're killing yourself. You're killing yourself. And you can keep trying to convince yourself, oh, that's just me. That's my life. That's what I have to do. No, it's not. No, it's not. You know that guy that's on your job site that's easy coming, easy going, that probably has a smile on his face most of the time? He woke up just like you did. He put his pants on one leg at a time just like you did. He probably got up earlier. He probably made himself sit down and eat a good breakfast that morning. He probably already had fuel in the vehicle the evening before like he was supposed to do. And he was probably still at the job at the same time you were. How are you living your life? What has got you so stressed out and so crazy that the least little thing that happens in your life causes you to derail and go crazy? You see it all the time. You see it on videos. You see it on TikTok. People losing their mind in Starbucks because the people behind it are working, making your coffee that you chose to walk into, you chose to stand in the line, that you chose to pay your money for, are taking a little extra minute than how long it took yesterday. And it's just your whole world, your whole life, everything is just turned upside down because of that. I've never seen people so mad and so upset. And I had to ride myself about this because I'm no different than anybody. I went through the same thing. And I finally had to sit down and, like I said, reflect on my life and where I'm at, where I am, and realize that it's not that bad. It's not. I'm getting mad because I have a job. I can pay my bills. I can do fun stuff with my life. When there's so many people out there that are hurting, that are struggling, that don't know what they want to do in their life, that cannot figure it out, that have to get on so many different type of medicine, so many different type of counseling, so many different type of self-help books. They lose their mind over every little thing that happens in their life because they're spiraling out of control. Because we want this, we want that, we want to get things as quick, as easy as possible. We will pay out the behind and kill ourselves working somewhere for convenience in life. And it's killing some of you. It is, honest to God, killing some of you. It's causing you to always be in an argument with somebody. It's keeping you from having a good conversation with a stranger that you barely even know. It's keeping you from enjoying life. It's keeping you from enjoying your neighbor. It's keeping you from being a better part of the community. Why? Because all that stuff does not just revolve around you. If you ever shut yourself up and realize you are not the only human being on this earth, it might come a lot easier to you. And you might wake up one day and you might say, life is too short to be this serious all the time, to be this jacked up, this energized, this stressed out about absolutely nothing, this in a hurry to do the same thing that I do every single day. Life is too short for that, and I am not enjoying and it is flashing before your eyes. It's flashing before my eyes. Your kids are getting older every day. Your parents are getting older every day. If you're lucky enough to have them still. You're going to blink your eyes one day and next thing you're going to know, your kids are going to be in college, married with their own family. Your mom and dad's not going to be here anymore. Oh, you got that position that you always wanted, but you know what? There's still something missing. You keep chasing after something every day thinking that when I finally get to that level one day, when I finally get that promotion, when I finally retire, everything's going to be fine. You keep chasing that. And you keep forgetting that every day is a gift. I challenge you. I challenge you the way that I've challenged myself to stop taking life so seriously. To stop taking, I'm not saying that there aren't moments in your life that you don't have to take seriously. Obviously there are. I want you to be professional in life. I want you to be professional, show up on time for work, do the job that they pay you to do. But I don't want you to kill yourself and be so miserable about it. You don't deserve that. Nobody should be doing that. But we have engraved in our heads that we have to do things that we don't want to do, that we don't like doing, so we can make a little bit of money to provide a better ease of life for our families. We do that in a very, very... I'm at a loss for words because I don't even know how to explain it. We do that in a way where it makes us miserable, and it shouldn't. It shouldn't. You should love what you do. You should love your family. You should love the ground you walk on. You should be thankful every day that you wake up for the opportunity to get out there, to rise, to shine, to be all that you can be. And while you're being all that you can be as nice as you can to the person right next to you. Let a car over in traffic in front of you. Stop and let somebody else go ahead of you. If you see a pedestrian walking down the street, stop and let them cross. If you're standing in line and you've got a buggy full of groceries and there's a lady behind you trying to hold a 50-pound bag of dog food because she doesn't have a husband, you don't know what's going on in their life, and they only got that one item, won't you turn around and look at them and say, man, won't you go ahead of me instead of sitting there holding that? If you got a little bit of extra change and you see somebody holding a sign that says homeless, if you've got that change and it's in your heart to do something with it other than spend it on cigarettes or whatever little thing you've got in life that you don't need anyway, you ought to hand it to them. I don't know if they're really homeless or not. I know there's a whole thing around if these people are really homeless or they're just scamming people. Who cares? Do what's right in your heart. And if they do something wrong with that, that's between them and God one day. And if you do something good, you don't have to post it all over the place. Check out me, I'm a good person. Check out me, I'm doing things. Check out me, I'm helping people. Leave it between you and God. You don't need to know every little thing that I do in my life. I'm sorry, but you don't. And I don't need to know every little thing you do in your life. I do not care, and you don't need to be caring about every little thing I do in my life. But I challenge you today, by the end of this podcast, to really take a good, strong look at your life. To look at who you are, how far you've come. To look at where you belong, what you have achieved for yourself. And I want you to start enjoying life a little better. If you are in a position at work that does not allow for that, with people that do not allow for that, in a community, in an area, then you need to make a change. If you're in a toxic relationship with somebody that does not allow you to be happy, does not allow you to do the things that you like to do, will not support you, will not be there for you, will not help you pick yourself up when you fall, you need to change the atmosphere. Another relationship. Kick their behinds out. Let them kick you out. I'm gone. I'm finding something, but I'm getting a better life than this. Y'all are crazy if you think I'm going to be miserable crying every night. Absolutely not. Do what you have to in life, but understand that there is a better world out there. There is a better life if you are absolutely miserable and it's causing you to be every single day. You're frustrating yourself, you're frustrating the company, you're frustrating your partner, you're frustrating your community, you're frustrating everybody else. Nobody likes you. Fix your attitude. Change some things in your life that help that a little bit easier. And get a better sense of life. I understand we all come from different places. I understand we all have different circumstances. Some of us grew up in the country. Some of us grew up in the city. Some of us grew up with both our parents. Some of us grew up in an orphanage. Everybody comes from a different walk of life. That's why you've got to be careful not to be turning your nose up at somebody who's going through something that you have absolutely no idea what it feels like. Don't look at me and tell me you understand me completely, because you don't. Same way I can't look at you and say I understand everything you're going through, because I don't. I didn't walk in your shoes. I don't see things through your eyes. I will help you. I will talk to you. I will tell you that I love you. I will be as compassionate as I can possibly be. But I cannot feel the exact way that you feel. I absolutely cannot. And that's why when I turn and there's no one else around, when I can't convey how I feel to anybody, I turn to the good Lord above. And I know that deep down inside, He's been with me through every step of my life. He's seen everything that I've gone through. And if anybody's going to understand me at all, it is Him. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for tuning in today, our little rant that we had going on here this evening. Thank you once again for tuning in. I will see you guys on the next podcast episode. Remember that you have a much better life than what you give yourself credit for. You've got a lot more going on for you than what you give yourself credit for. And if you're in a group, an area, a certain group of people that don't want to remind you that, don't help you feel like that, then you need to find another group. You need to make some changes in your life. You need to do what makes you feel happy. Go on a trip, retire, be your own boss, find new friends, find somebody to talk to, whatever it takes. Because life is not bad, it's not horrible, and you deserve to be a part of that good life. I love you guys. I'll be seeing you guys in the next podcast episode. This has been your good friend JC. I'll see you guys in the next one.